Hello. It's been a while since I have made anything online because life had gotten in the way. So today I'm back with a very simple, small, short little recipe. Homemade hamburger buns. That's right. And this recipe was given to me by somebody else, but we are having hamburgers this evening and I thought that it would be nice to share with you how to make homemade hamburger buns. In this bowl right here, I have 2 tablespoons yeast, 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of warm water, not hot, just warm. I have 1/3 cup of oil, and 1/4 cup of sugar. So that's 2 tablespoons yeast, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons warm water, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and 1/4 cup sugar. And I mixed it all together, and now I'm just letting it rest and get happy right there. Had to let my chihuahuas out. Anyway, in this bowl, I simply have 3 cups of all-purpose, unbleached, always unbleached flour in this bowl. And I have another 1/2 cup of that flour right here in a 1/2 cup because you want to make a smooth, elastic dough, and so you can always add, but you cannot take out. So I'm starting with 3 cups. So now I'm just going to add that yeast mixture, just like that, and an egg. Okay, and I will start mixing it with this, but then eventually we'll have to go to a cook's best tools, these. So I am mixing. Okay, and it eventually looks like that, which is not enough flour, but okay, so you see how sticky that is? So you want to add the other 1/2 cup of flour, get that incorporated before taking it out and kneading it on the counter. These are really fun, really good. The recipe, however, calls for 12 buns. And this, by the way, you don't let this rise very much either. Okay, so we'll get to that. But anyway, it makes more of a slider size bun because it asks you to divide it into 12 portions. However, I'm just dividing it into 6, maybe 8, but 6 for sure, to make a slightly larger bun. Okay, so I have that incorporated, and this is what it looks like. And it is a very soft, it's very soft dough. It's really neat. So now I'm just going to sprinkle some flour right here on my counter, and I'm going to knead this for 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to set my kitchen timer for 5 minutes, just like that. And I'm just basically just kneading this dough. Try to show that to you. There you go. Do you see it? So we're kneading it this way, a little bit this way, and then when it gets really long, turn it around and knead it this way. See that? And just keep doing that for 5 minutes. Okay, making sure to keep your counter very well floured, or your board, or whatever it is you're doing this on. Okay, and you're just kneading it like this. So in the meantime, behind me, I have set my oven at 425 degrees. Okay? And I also have 2 cookie sheets behind me that I greased lightly. Okay? So that is some of the preparation that I've done prior to making this dough. Now I hope this video doesn't have to be done in 2 parts, but I am expecting a phone call, and as you guys know, I do these videos from my phone. Nothing like having a Galaxy 3 or 4 around to make life a whole lot better and easier. Anyway, so we have approximately 3 minutes left on the clock. So you just keep doing this. Okay, 3 to 5 minutes it says, until smooth and elastic. Do not rise this dough. Okay, remember I said that? It just rises for 10 minutes, and that's after you have formed your hamburgers, buns. Okay? So, and this really is a very nice dough. It's very soft, very elastic, very pliable dough. Okay? So we have approximately 2.5 minutes left, and I will see you after. Okay, we are done. Also, I forgot to mention to you that in that flour mixture that I put the flour was also 1 teaspoon of salt. So, I just forgot to tell you that. Okay, now, this is what it looks like. It's really a meat dough. So now I'm just going to cut this. I just section it off like that, okay? And you make you're going to form your hamburger buns out of that. Okay, and I'll show you how in a minute. Making sure, you want to make sure that they're quite even. These dough balls are even in size. Okay. Which I think we got even here, but I'm not really sure. But you want it as close as possible. Alright, so I have 6 dough balls right here. And you just round them out like this here. Just you know, rounding them out like this here until they look like that. Okay? And I'm going to put 3 at a time on my sheet here. Okay? See that? And this is how, you know, they're kind of messy on the bottom, but, you know, like who sees the bottom, right? Okay. Next cookie sheet. I'm really rusty at this. All of my recipes that I have been making now for months, because life has just gotten really busy and in the way, and I'm especially rusty speaking to you online. However, I want to take this time to thank who's ever watching my videos and who's ever subscribing to my videos. I now have 5 subscribers, but I have over 400 views. So I know that I don't have 400 friends on my Facebook, so this must be somebody else watching me. So I just want to thank whoever it is, and to remind everybody else to please like and subscribe to my videos. Anyway, you saw how I did that. And now I'm just going to cover each pan with a towel. All right. And I'm going to rise / let rest for 10 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer here for 10 minutes. And they are going to rest, and then we're going to bake them. All right. So I will be back as soon as 10 minutes is up. Okay, so that's 10 minutes, and this is what these will look like if you're making 6 and not 12. So remember, you can make 12. The recipe actually calls for 12, but it's more of a slider size bun than a regular hamburger bun. So anyway, now, so that was 10 minutes, and this is what they look like. And now I'm going to put them in the oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 9 minutes actually. And I always leave the light on so that I can see into that. Because you want to keep your eye on it. Sometimes the oil that you spread on the cookie sheet starts burning and it starts to smoke. So I always like to keep an eye on that. So anyway, so let's just recap for a second, all right? In one bowl, you're going to have your 2 tablespoons of yeast, your 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of warm water, your 1/4 cup sugar, and your 1/3 cup oil. And you're going to stir the yeast a little bit and let that rest and let it get happy for 5 minutes, okay? In the meantime, in a bowl, you're going to put your 3 cups flour, okay, all-purpose flour. I personally use unbleached, okay, with 1/2 cup of flour on the side in case you need it, which you probably will, all right, and your salt, 1 teaspoon in that bowl. After that yeast solution has gotten really good here, then you pour that in and start incorporating the flour in the bowl, all right? If it's real sticky and still ooey gooey, add that 1/2 cup of flour and incorporate it in the bowl before turning it out onto your counter to knead, all right? Making sure that you floured your surface, and then you're gonna knead for 5 minutes, okay? Then you're going to shape, you're going to section off your dough balls and shape them into that round discus-like shape that I showed you, and put it on a floured baking sheet and let that rest for 10 minutes covered with a towel. And then simply bake for 8 to 12 minutes. Starting with 9, I always start with 9 because you can always add, but you can't take away once it starts burning. At 425 preheated oven. Okay, and at the end of that, you will have hamburger buns, and as soon as these are done, I will show you what they look like. All right, is this precious or what? And they just split open in the perfect spot. And there you go, homemade hamburger buns. Is that just not precious? So I'm just gonna put this one back and let it cool. And you can refrigerate them and freeze them and keep them for later. If you wanted to make them more like store-bought and with the sesame seeds or the poppy seeds or whatever, do feel free. Don't forget your egg wash. So that's 1 egg and a little bit of water beaten together, and put that on with a pastry brush and then sprinkle with your seeds and then pop that in the oven. You can always do that, but I just decide not to. So, but anyway, they're really good and perfect for when you have guests, like for a fancy cookout or whatever. Anyway, I hope to be back on a more regular basis. So until next time, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my videos, and I will see you next time.